I guess more interesting than two-dimensional ordination diagrams will be three-dimensional ordination diagrams. Both functions, two- and three-dimensional ordination diagrams, were written by Jari Oksanen and his colleagues and are available in our library Vegan. And what we have done is that we took this Vegan library, wrote another library which is called ordijuice, and connected these libraries with juice. So if you want to use three-dimensional ordination diagrams, go again to this wizard and here choose three-dimensional projection. What to project, what to display. Let's display sides using envelopes, which means there will be three-dimensional envelopes around the groups of plots, and centroids. Sides will be displayed without any symbol to keep the figure clean. And let's select several environmental variables which will be projected into the ordination diagrams. Click on Finish. And here it is. I can move the three-dimensional ordination diagram interactively using the mouse. Click and draw. Keep the left mouse button and draw the figure. If I will scroll the mouse wheel, I can zoom in and zoom out. Other way how to operate this figure is use these buttons, figure rotation. I can reset axis to its default position and tick on this continue rotating option and keep the figure continuously rotating. Modify the speed, modify the scale, and take sequence of snapshots which can be later used for presentation. For example, if you want to keep the feeling of three-dimensional rotation in your presentation. Show the snapshot. The snapshots are saved into this folder, which is generated according to the date and time, and they can be viewed in a default picture viewer. Here I'm using Picasa. The format of these figures is a PNG, which is a raster format, and it can't be modified. It has to be used as is. So that's about the three-dimensional rotation. We can keep this device open, just move it and modify the size, and go again to the wizard to produce another figure. Again three-dimensional, this time without envelopes and centroids, and with sides displayed as group labels. And instead of vectors with environmental variables, we will use the data which are stored in a short headers. And we will choose this function display as a surface, three-dimensional surface. This expects that in a short header in your data, you have imported the variable you want to display, in our case pH. I didn't, so I will do it. Store values to short headers, header data, and select the pH. Continue, and it's there. So now I can display these short headers as a three-dimensional surface. Click on Finish. and here it is. It looks like three-dimensional fog. The colors are using the heat color scale, which means the lower values are red and the higher values are white. So in fact here you can see where in the three-dimensional DCA ordination space are higher values of pH and lower values of pH, which means here you can also see that the group number 4 is in the most basic part of the gradient of pH, and group number 2 is in the most acid part. Again, we can keep this figure rotating and we might open it together with this original three-dimensional diagram and have a fun to see some pattern and to see how does it work. And the last thing I want to show you is this folder, script update. If you don't have installed our project on your computer, this is the place you might need to go. If you click on this button, it will take you into the R project website and offer downloading the R project exe file. You might download it, run and install. Go back to script update folder after installation and associate our project with Juice. This will take you to this wizard and you need in this column of our project to select the proper path to our GUI exe file, which is usually placed in a bin subfolder of our project folder in program files. So choose it, and after all these I click on this button of installation of R libraries. I need to be online and this will install all necessary R libraries. I won't do it because it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes it's worth to update or did script. If there are some bugs, they will be fixed and put online. There is a mechanism in when using the function of unconstrained ordination diagrams in Juice. Once per day it's checked for availability of the newest update, and if it's available online, the user will be announced. And the last thing is to clean temporary files, because if you save all the figures while having a look on the diagrams, and also R is producing quite a lot of temporary files, click on this button and it will delete all these not necessary files and announce you about which files will be deleted. So that's all. I hope you will have fun.